Morning, ladies. Okie dokes. Today I am going to give you a very small tutorial just on a day-to-day makeup. I'm just doing a bit of shopping today. It's actually my day off. I take Mondays off, and I'm going to just buzz around town. So I'm going to do something super light, super easy. It's a nice intro, and let's get started. So all I've done so far is cleanse my face. I will in another video, I think in a previous video, I have shown you the cleanser that I use. It's a vitamin A cleanser. I love it because it's anti-aging. So you refer back and you will be able to see the bottle that I use, that I buy from 𝐦𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐬𝐬. I'm not super fussy on cleansers as long as it's a gel cleanser. I don't do granules, so I don't do any sanding of my face because then you're going to get spider veins. You will have gotten this lecture from me if you're a client. And so basically skin is just really, it's dryish and it's been cleaned and now it is ready. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have fallen in love with this little product by Essence, and it's just called Daily Drops. Okay, I don't put anything oily under my skin now to apply makeup because I feel like then I've got something sliding under my skin, an oily base, and your makeup doesn't sit nicely on your face. So all I do is try to spin open, right, and it's quite nice. It's a metered dose, so all it is, one pump, and that basically gives me enough juice. It's really just, where are you, a little palm full of juice, and it's a water-based serum. So I literally do that and then down onto the neck, and it absorbs super quick. I absolutely love it. It's got no stickiness to it. I know there was a vitamin C one, and I went for Daily Drops. I might go back and get the vitamin C because it really, I mean, if you look closely at my skin, it's gone. So there's nothing that the makeup's going to sort of slide off of. Next up is a primer. Oh, no, I absolutely lie. I have to mask. I don't mind the pink cheeks so much, but it's a kind of a no-no in makeup. So we have to first mask the redness in the cheeks, a little bit on the chin, and I always tend to have a bit on the nose. And then we always need to do, the rings don't look too bad. I think I had a decent night's sleep. So we then need to put a little bit of concealer here and redness concealer here. So this is the alien part of the process. You'll have a look. I look very strange after this, but I'm using Catrice redness concealer. I just roughly do that because I'm gonna use a sponge now to smooth it in, and this is going underneath everything, so it's not really going to, you're never going to see it at the end of the process. Then I use you could use a creamier one, like a beige, but I use a white, and I just literally, this is Pro Concealer by high definition, or I can't actually see who makes this, but it's just a cheap white concealer. And here I've got yellowing on the lids. That's quite normal, but we're going to mask that. So those are the areas that you kind of need to hide away under the makeup. And I'm going to grab a simple little wedge sponge. You can see it's been used before, and I just dab in the green. I start with the green before the white, and it just smooths it out, but you're still going to see green. I'm still going to look a little bit alien like, and it just takes that redness away, because I tend to have a rather blushed face. To me, it's a little bit healthy. It's healthier skin, but you don't want it shining through during the day of makeup. So with the eyes, I use the point side, and I start really covering that area where you get those rings and bags under the eye. Again, I take some and I go right into that point and dab it out. You can put a little bit of concealer like down the root of your nose, the white one, but I do that a little bit later on, just to accentuate the length of your nose and make it a bit slimmer. But that is it. We're listening to coffee shop tunes this morning to get me in a good mood. Right, there's my alien look. Concealer is pretty much smoothed in, and now I kind of give it a minute, and it gets quite tacky, and now I'm kind of ready for the first step, which is your primer. So I haven't yet found a primer that I love, unfortunately. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship. I've got loads of primers. I mean, I think I've got 3 lying here on my dressing table, and I'm not crazy about one of them yet. Catrice have released a new putty primer, which I am walking store to store to find, and cannot seem to find this primer. It's like gold. So at the moment, I'm just using the Catrice Tensational primer. It worked yesterday. I went out for the entire day, and it did seem to hold my makeup in place. I don't feel it though. I want something that I can put on and I actually feel the makeup grip to it. And I'm not quite there yet. So we will continue to strive to find the perfect primer, poreless primer, to cover up any imperfections that we have. So what us women go through. So that's quite a lot of primer, but I almost use it as a day cream or a tinted day cream as such. So I'm going to just first distribute a little bit everywhere, and then I'm going to just lightly, I don't want to take my redness concealer off, so I'm really quite soft with this sponge, but you'll already see it's making me look a little bit more perfect, which we love. I'm gonna go, I don't go over my brows. A lot of people do, but I have got permanent makeup, and then I get a funny dull brow, which I really don't like. And make sure I get in those little grooves. That is pretty much primed. Again, I like to wait, I faff a little bit. I prime right down, because we have got discoloration on the neck always when we get to our 40s. So it's nice to cover it a little bit, and it gives it a little bit of SPF, because that is SPF 15. I think that's it. I'm looking, that looks like I'm pretty much primed. So today is going to be super light. I'm not going to go under the eyes with more concealer afterwards, which I normally do. Today is a light application, very, very basic. Okay, so that is primer pretty much done, and you'll see it's not shiny. It's quite dewy looking, which is lovely. And now we are on to foundation. So foundation is another bugbear of mine, because I never find the correct color. I find that I'm slightly darker in areas and I'm lighter on the jawbone, so I blend a little bit. When I'm lazy, like today, I'm not going to blend so much. So I'm going to put on a foundation that looks a little bit yellow, but towards the end, it's not going to look yellow. It's going to, once I've put a bit of powder on, it's not going to be very, very yellow. When I apply it now, you're going to get a shock. So I'm going to use one of my teardrop sponges like that. And I am using, once again, my Catrice foundation. It's True Skin. And just a few little blobs on my sponge. And dab again and dab. So do you see how yellow it actually looks on my skin? And I actually got a fright because it's a new foundation. Oh, did I go over my eyebrow? It's a new foundation, and I'm like, seem to just be collecting foundations that don't work for my skin. And I thought, oh no, have I done it again? But needless to say, when I did blend it, it was not so bad. So now I'm gonna just lightly start putting it in. Still looking super yellow, I must say. Don't forget your eyelids, because your eyelids, we want them to be nicely primed and ready for eyeshadow. But I'm going to do a super light eyeshadow today. And make sure you blend it nicely up towards the hairline, because there's nothing worse than a stripe on the hairline. And bring it down again. Do you see it's looking less yellow? Still a little yellow, but look at that. We are now actually not too far off, because I'm tanned at the moment from my trip to Florida in the States. I'm not normally, because I'm not a fan of the sun or the real sun. I like the fake sun. I like sun in a bottle. That's not too bad. Have a look at that. Okay, so that is my True Skin warm olive. Who would have thought? But I didn't want to go, there's nothing worse than a whiter face than the rest of your body. So I actually think I'm not even going to blend, which I normally do. I love to blend the Candid Revlon foundations. You can see quite a light and quite a dark. But today, apart from my eyelids always looking a little bit yellow, that's an undertone on my eyelids. I think I've gotten a good coverage. Okay, moving on, because this is supposed to be a rushed, not taking forever. Right, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm grabbing my powder brush. That's the powder brush I use. I bought it from Clicks. It's really nice, holds the powder nicely. And I use a Revlon, standard old Revlon powder. I use so little of it that it's been around forever and ever and ever. Don't even know when I got it. And I literally try and pick up quite a lot of powder on the brush and literally deposit it all over the face. I don't like shine, so I make sure that the nose is going to be nice and matte. And if you're not using a powder applicator like those sponges, which can get too heavy, I can go quite heavy, quite a lot with the powder, because it doesn't sit on your face like if you use a sponge applicator. It's a lighter dusting. I just want to make sure I'm under there, and on top. Right. Now I literally have a blank canvas. I am ready. The next thing I'm going to do is just some healthy cheeks. I have a no-name brand blush that I love. Probably China Mall, something like that. But it's got a lovely color for my cheeks on here, and a very nice color for the base of my eyes, for eyeshadow undertones. So this is my go-to for an everyday. I will give you other looks. Later on, we'll do a heavier eye look, an evening fancy. So anyway, I've got a normal blush brush. I don't know where I got it. It's got no name on it at all, but you just need something like that. So you'll see there's a lot of blush on here. I did wash it 2 days ago with my face wash. I don't use shampoo. Some people use shampoo to wash their brushes. I use your face wash. It makes sense. It's antibacterial. So all I'm going to do is I like a low blush because I have got filler in my cheeks over here. I like to accentuate it. If I paid money for it, I want it to be seen. So I go more at that level, and I'm going to actually put my highlighter above that, but like very light today because we're in a rush and I'm late to even fetch my mom for shopping. She's going to kill me. But anyway, so be it. I'll just blame the traffic. Blame load shedding. Do you see there? That's it. Just a little bit of a healthy color. I don't like that very sharp like that. Oops, door slammed. I like it a little bit more rounded, a little bit more natural. Maybe just a touch more here. And that's it. I don't want to look... I'm going with a nude lip today, or a slightly nude lip, so I don't need to look like a little pink person. So that's what I'm going for. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Touch of highlighter. So, gosh, of course with makeup, we have to have a brush for absolutely everything in life. And my cute brush for highlighter is my Little Mermaid brush. And you'll see it's a nice tight little brush, but it's also perfect for sweeping that area under the eye. It's just so cute, I mean. And so I am using Anastasia's highlighter. I do like it. It's a little shimmery for me. I like almost like a shadow, an eyeshadow, a paler eyeshadow on top. But I do this every now and then. It's just so easy. And I'm literally just doing that brow bone there, so that if it catches the light, it's got a little bit of a shine to it. I do there. I do a tip of my lips and just down my nose, and that's it. Okay, so today, super light eyes. I am going to just put a little bit of base peachy color on my eyes. So I'm using a Wet n Wild, slightly bigger than an eyeshadow brush, and that's going to be just for the crease here. I just want to give it a bit of color. I am wearing an orangey color today. Oh, where is it? How can I show you? I don't know how to show you. There, on my sleeve. So I do want it to be warm. So all I do is start to put it in the crease of my eye, a little bit higher up as well. Not on the lid. The lid is going to just be more natural today, a natural color. And that's basically... I'm really not going to do a hell of a lot to the eyes today, to be honest. But just have a look there. It gives me just a bit of warmth. Once I've done my lips, you'll be able to see like a little bit of warmth coming in here. So this is that color under my blush. So it's actually a blush, but I really like it as the base color for my eyeshadow. And that's pretty much it. Let's have a look. That one looks a bit darker. A little bit darker. I don't know if it's the light, because I don't have my lights on. Oh, that's hellish. There we go. That's it. Just make sure I haven't gone over the edges. Right, that's the base of the eyeshadow. Then I'm going to use this new palette that I found at 𝐷𝐿𝐿𝐿. Really nice, Revolution. It's a new brand that they've brought in at 𝐷𝐿𝐿 with so many eyeshadow colors and palettes. Beautiful, beautiful, love them. I think about $2.75 a palette, so quite pricey, hence I just went with one. In this one, it's unusual for me to go for so many greens, but I like the browns and the neutrals, and it's got some really nice golds for night, going out and doing night razzle dazzle. So I'm going to be using two little eyeshadow brushes. I keep them separate, okay? You don't need an eyeshadow brush for dark and light, but I do keep, because I don't want my light one making where I want it to be light dark. So I make sure you can see one. Where's my camera? Oh, there you are. One is much darker, and then the other one, where is it? is okay, it's a lighter tone. Anyway, so I'm going to take a little bit of, it's called Cool, and all I'm going to really do is shade the corner in just a little bit like that, and that. Boy, this is a longer video than I intended. It was really going to be a super short little intro. Do you see there? I've got some nice shadows going on, and literally that is what I want. And then just here, I'm wanting a slightly lighter color, but I don't want a shine to it during the day today. So I'm looking for something that's more matte. Nope. I like this one. This is, I think, an Estee Lauder. And it's got a nice light color over here. And that's really nice for just doing that over there. Just cleaning it up a little bit. Accentuating the middle of my eye, the beginning of my eye, and I can pull it across slightly on my lid like that. Right, that's my shadow look. Okay, done. Shadow's done. Oh, I lie, we need to quickly, I've got another brush which is just my white. You always accentuate your eye, your brows just underneath with a matte white. Definitely not a pearly white, especially if you're in your 40s. We don't want pearlies close to the eyebrows. Makes you look very old, like the golden girls. So we stay away from that as much as possible. I can't seem to open my palette. Let's see. I opened it yesterday, and I don't know why it doesn't want to open today. Oh, there we go. Fabulous. Oh, it's because I was opening the whole mirror. Okay, so this, when I eventually get there, is a lovely matte white. So I just dip my brush on there, and I make sure that I'm doing a nice crisp accentuation. And again there, I went a little over my brows, but it's not the end of the world because I'm going to be doing brows next. Right, and correct. Right, that's it, done. I don't do eyeliner during the day, very rarely. Again, when you're older, eyeliner can make you look very, very much older. So I will cover that in a later video, but that's sort of a day a day look that you can go for now. Okay, next step, to use my brow mascara, which is over here again, Catrice, but it's a color I could find because I'm actually black. My eyebrows are actually black hairs, and they've got a dark brown brow mascara, which is lovely. Firstly, it's going to make all your mascara, your brows lie nicely, and then if you have any slightly lighter ones or grayish ones, it just helps to mask them. So feel the hairs, carry it around. If you make any mess, you can quickly in the mirror clean it up. But and I don't use too much on the brush of the mascara. Okay, right, I have eyebrows again, and they're now at least visible compared to the rest of the makeup. There we go. Ah, much better. We're getting there. So that's brow mascara. Next thing I'm going to do is my lashes, because they look like I don't have any lashes right now. So I'm going to be using the Catrice, oh, my favorite mascara, Glam & Doll. I have never found a mascara that does what it claims to do, and this one actually does. I go in with 2 applications. So this is my first application, and I even use it on the back of the brush, like that. Can you see how my lashes are already being picked up and thicker? I mean, that's one application. I call it one, because we need to leave it to dry now. So I'm going to go onto this eye. Really difficult to do in a camera and not a mirror, I'll have you know. And keep pulling them up, individualizing them. And then the second one, we're just going to load on mascara. But it's really a beautiful product. I do wake up looking like panda eyes in the morning if I am lazy. I always clean my face at night, my makeup, my face foundation. But I'm a little lazier with mascara and eye makeup. And it doesn't smudge during the day, but it definitely, I wake up looking like Dracula or a panda bear. And again, I could go with a lot more mascara, but I'm just going to the shops. There, I have eyelashes again. Aren't they lovely? And then for lips, I am just going to go with a super, super neutral peachy color. I don't know what I'm using here. It doesn't seem to... Oh, Body Shop. Okay. So it's a Body Shop peach. I love this. I'm very much a neutral girl. When I make a statement, I do a statement lip. But I absolutely love neutrals. This is quite a matte finish. So I often put something over it to give it a bit more slide, because it does feel a little dry on the lips. I don't do a lip liner. I really, really do a lip liner. I have a decent lip line. I don't really feel I need it. I know it's probably a makeup no-no in everybody's eyes, but anyway. That is my peach lip. I'm going to bend down for a second just to grab the one that I like to put over this. It's a hydrating lipstick. And it is really, really divine. Essence again. Love our cheaper brands in this country. And you'll see it's a shiny one. It's called a hydrating lipstick. And So the underneath matte one's going to give me longevity, and the top silkier, shinier one is just more comfortable and gives me a slight gloss look. And that's it for the day. That's shopping look. That, I mean, that hasn't got a lot of tweaks and things going on with it. We'll show you a lot more in the future, but that's just a basic. So let me know if you have any questions. You need to find out what shades of eyeshadow work for you. I've found that really, really works for me and warms me up a little bit. And yes, first makeup intro. I hope that it helped some of you. And yeah, we will chat soon, and then we'll probably do a slightly heavier or a different eyeshadow or something different. Okay, thanks. Have a great day.